We're back once again on Yankees Hot Stove as we take a look at the top Yankees prospects. According to Baseball America, coming up in 2015, it begins with the right-handed pitcher Luis Severino. Aaron Judge is there. Big performance by he and Greg Bird in the Arizona Fall League. And, of course, Rob Refsnyder, who talked to Jack, at number 7. And, Chad, I just want to start with Refsnyder. You covered the minors, now you cover the majors, so you've seen it from both sides. The rap against the Yankees is that they just don't have the talent that's close to helping. Refsnyder seems like he could have an impact in 2015.
He could. And you know what? The Headley signing takes away that sort of clear pathway for him to make the team out of spring training. It does not remotely remove a pathway for him to get to the team. I mean, this guy, they think he can hit, and he's obviously really developing at second base. Because Prado can move around, Refsnyder could essentially be the backup guy at almost any position because you can move things around where Prado can fill in at third or in an outfield corner or however you need to do it and finally be able to find a way to get Refsnyder's bat in there. I mean, he despite the fact that right now you're not going to pencil him into the Yankees starting lineup for next season, he is clearly a guy who is right there, who has hit, who has performed at the highest level, and could fill in if anything opens up. And you just know that it will. I mean, at some point, some spot becomes open.
I'm glad Chad said that, Bobby, because some of the reaction you see on Twitter after the Yankees signed Headley was, oh, they had a young guy waiting. What does this mean for Refsnyder? Chad is exactly right. This kid can hit. If he comes to spring training and continues to hit and shows that he's got some versatility, too. He's played the outfield. He's played second base. There will be a spot for him. The fact that Prado is also versatile, moving guys around. Joe Girardi likes to do that as a manager. He likes guys that are multidimensional. So, though there isn't a second base spot necessarily waiting for Refsnyder, there is a major league spot that he can still attack.
You know, it's interesting, too. He talked about it kind of clicking with Marcus Timms in terms of hitting some, flip the switch there, so to speak. When offense is at a premium right now, you're not only look at Refsnyder, but you look at Greg Bird, Aaron Judge. They got guys in the minors that can hit.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, and some of these guys, what they don't have, Refsnyder is kind of the only hitter that's in the system right now who has proven it at AAA, and those are the guys who really start to stand out, and they're kind of on the verge. But they have these guys. Greg Bird has hit in AA and hit again in the Fall League. He's a first baseman. Aaron Judge, you mentioned. They have a guy named Tyler Austin who had a really nice second half and sort of reemerged as a prospect who can play right and could kind of vaguely play the infield corners if you need to. They have some guys who can hit. And Gary Sanchez, we're not even mentioning him right now. He's a catcher, but because they have McCann in place, you don't know sort of what they can do with him. But that's another big bat potential. And yeah, I mean, I don't think this system – I actually think the farm system had a pretty good year. I mean, most of the 2013 draft class had a really nice season this year. They had this, they went and got Jacob Lindgren, and he can pitch and could play a role next season. They've got some pieces in place that I think within the next year or two can be right in there and ready to help.
And you look at Bird and Judge and their numbers from last year, and we've done some features for them on our network. And one of the things that Yankee coaches will tell you about these two guys, and Chad has mentioned it on previous shows, on-base percentage guys, too. They go up there and they actually have good at-bats. I've been surprised watching video of Judge's at-bats because he's such a big guy. You expect him to have this long looping swing, and he doesn't. His swing is pretty compact. He's got a good eye. Bird has a good eye. So for a farm system that has taken a lot of criticism over the years, and the Yankee acknowledged that, hey, they missed in some drafts. They have not had some more impact players that they would like to have. I think they've got some players now that give them reason to be excited.
Chad, final question. Do you think that the players in the minors, even the low minors, they'd see a signing like Headley, it's a 4-year commitment, that kind of thing, but do they still believe that there's a path to the majors with the Yankees as opposed to maybe 4 or 5 years ago?
Oh, I think that they certainly do more so now than they did a few years ago. But one thing that's interesting that the Yankees have always done, they have focused on telling these young guys, and I was surprised to hear this when I started covering the system, they preach to them that there are 30 teams out there, and that at all times, if you don't see a pathway with the Yankees, recognize, look around, play well. Some other team is going to recognize that, and they're going to come after you. I mean, they do a good job of keeping these guys motivated and keeping them optimistic that there are opportunities out there, even if there's not a clear path to Yankee Stadium.